Welcome to So You Think You Can Homeschool. My name is Aja McNair, and I am so excited that you are here on today because today is day number 13 of a 21-day series titled So You Think You Can Homeschool. Throughout these 21 days, we have been talking about how you can be empowered as a parent in order to thrive as a home educator. So whether you are thinking about homeschooling, you've been homeschooling for quite some time, maybe you're still new to it, or maybe you're just curious, you just want to know a little bit more, you are in the right place. I want to welcome you to So You Think You Can Homeschool. A little bit about myself, in case you're new here, is I am Aja McNair. I do have my EDS in early childhood education. I have been a kindergarten through fifth grade curriculum specialist, meaning that I was the administrator over everything teaching and learning. Anything curriculum based, learning wise, I have been over it. And then I have over 15 years in education. I have my reading endorsement. I'm certified in correcting and diagnosing mathematics and reading behaviors. A little bit about my mission here at Everything Aja is that I empower Christian women just like you to confidently nurture the next generation academically and spiritually, all while working in God's will and maintaining a balanced life. And so throughout these 21 days, we've been talking about how you can get into homeschooling. Each day I've been sharing one really quick tip, strategy, something for you to implement each and every day. And so there is a free workbook that goes hand in hand with this series. You can simply download it down below in the description. You will see how to get your workbook, or you can just visit everythingaja.com/homeschool in order to download your free ebook. In the ebook, it has a little bit of information about homeschooling, challenges about homeschooling, different formats, and then it is editable, so you can just type in directly all of the notes from this entire series. So today is day number 13 out of 21, in which we are diving into dealing with resilience and tantrums. And so understanding that this training is all about helping you turn those tough moments into teaching opportunities. As one who loves her daughter, loves, sometimes teaching your own child can be quite difficult. Okay. Not only do you feel like you're running short with patience, but sometimes it can be a challenge overcoming that hump as you are becoming into a new light with them, right? You're going from just mommy into home educator. And so in that transition, sometimes you're met with a little bit more opposition than you would like. And so today we're going to be talking about turning those tough moments into teaching opportunities. So let me know down low in the chat box, have y'all ever had this moment? Have you had this moment? You're trying to teach them something. You could be teaching them 1 + 1 is 2. They don't want to do it. They don't want to do a game. You have like all of this opposition when it comes to learning, especially when it comes to teaching reading. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of give you 3 steps of what you can do to begin to completely turn this behavior around. A lot of times what I hear from clients with reading, they're like, hey, my child just doesn't want to do it. They say they're bored. They're not motivated. And, there's all of these issues that the child is coming into the lesson with, right? There's all of these negative feelings that the child is walking into the lesson with. So how do you begin to shift that? How do you begin to turn the atmosphere? That's what we're about to talk about first. All right. So your baby's like this. They don't want to cooperate, right? Know that children feed off of our energy. So when their emotions are high, I want you to take a deep breath and I need you to reset. I know they kicking and screaming. They throwing stuff. Hopefully they not throwing stuff. I don't know about, I don't do the throwing game. But, they kicking, they screaming, they pouting. I need you to take a deep breath and reset. They're going to feed off of your energy. I notice that when my voice raises, guess what? My baby, she gets even more and more frustrated. If I'm calm, she's calm. And so the first thing we have to understand is we have to check our emotions in order to shift their emotions. So if we're wanting to change a temper tantrum in the middle of a reading lesson, or even at the beginning of a reading lesson, we have to first take a deep breath and reset. We want to model calmness in this. They'll learn how to regulate their emotions by watching you. So no, I am not a behavior specialist, but I've been doing this for 15 years. I have seen all kinds of temper tantrums, okay? All over the spectrum. If you're calm, eventually their emotions will mimic yours, or at least calm down, right? You're not sparking it to come back up. You're at least calming them down a little bit more. So if you're calm, that's step one. You have to calm. You have to get calm. You have to check your emotions, in hopes that their emotions will then begin to mimic yours, and then you're going to want to shift the mood. Okay, always kind of keep in mind the objective is for them to shift, but in order for them to shift, you have to shift first. Okay, so once your emotions are checked, now you're wanting to shift their mood. So you want to engage your child in something fun. Okay, and in order to do this, there's you can do things like a dance party, drawing, coloring, playing with their favorite toy, just something that will get their mind off of reading for a second. I know y'all like, wait a minute. She's supposed to be teaching me how to teach my child how to read. Sometimes babies need a break. Okay. And if you're in the middle of a reading lesson and a kid is throwing a temper tantrum, I need you to pause. Pause the reading for a second. Because giving them something else that their emotions are already high about is just going to spark up their moods. So what you're trying to do is you're just trying to shift their mindset. Okay. So in resetting their mindset, do a dance party, do something coloring, do something that's not academic for about 3 to 5 minutes. Okay. I love a good dance party. I love some music. Music also comes with just another vibe. And I would almost do something that is not super active, because remember their emotions are really, really high. And so while their emotions are high, you almost want to regulate them doing something a little bit more calming. So you can even if you want to do the coloring, put on ocean sounds to kind of calm them down. You can do a dance party with some calming music. I was about to say the floor is lava, but that is not calm. I don't know if you ever heard the floor is lava. It's like the floor is lava. But if that works, if that's something your child already likes, use it. And then even giving them a toy. Now, I don't necessarily think I haven't I have seen other things work. Like I've seen the toy work. I used to have a counselor and she used to give kids a block and she used to make them name the block, and the block works. It's just something that they can physically hold to distract them from the thing that they're throwing the temper tantrum about. Okay. And then once their emotions settle, I need you to gently return to the lesson. Just because you're taking a pause break from reading doesn't mean you're done, right? The lesson still has to go forward. So while you're homeschooling your own child, especially if your child has a disability of some sort, you have to remember the goal is for them to complete the entire lesson. So just because they're throwing a temper tantrum doesn't mean they get out of the lesson. If you do not return to the lesson, you are teaching them that throwing a temper tantrum allows them to escape reading. So if that's not the message that you want to put forth, then you always have to remember to go back to the lesson. So as soon as their emotions begin to calm down a little bit, you immediately need to go back to that reading lesson. If they begin to stir back up, we'll restart this whole activity, but we're always going to finish the lesson. Do not push that lesson off another day, because what you are teaching them is that their tactic works, and you don't want to teach them that, right? No, it doesn't work. I need you to get back. The lesson is the goal, right? Getting back to the lesson is our number one goal here. All right, thumbs up. Y'all with me? Hey. All right, so step 3 is you want to create a strategy for handling these moments before they even begin. Okay. I always like to say be proactive instead of reactive. Okay. Be proactive. Begin to think before it happens, right? Instead of reactive thinking after it's happening or while it's happening. Okay. And so I want you to already just kind of in your mind think, okay, what would a reset moment look like with my child? This way, when it happens, you already have a plan in place. Okay. Every child needs some kind of reset moment. Just the other day, my baby had a reset moment, right? And so we were in the middle of doing something. She needed a day, right? And so I already had the plan. And I was like, all right, well, the goal is still a goal, right? But we can push this goal back. And so just kind of think, okay, what is a reset moment going to look like? Because it will happen eventually. Hey, I'm just being real. I'm just being real. And then consider adding a visual timer or a schedule to help them see and progress and feel more in control. So I have seen sand timers; those are a good one. You can get one from the Dollar Tree. I've also seen the water bottle, where you can use a water bottle, and I've used both in my classroom, and I've also used a clock. Let's be clear. But the water bottle, you put like food coloring, you put things in water with vegetable oils, and then what happens is the child shakes it up, and it has like glitter in it, and the child shakes it up, and then they sit it down, and then they kind of wait for all of the glitter to stop. And if you have a child that special needs, this really works for them. In fact, I learned this through teachers that were certified in that, and they would always have multiple ones in the classroom, shake it up, and then when they sit it down, the kid is kind of mesmerized between like the lava and the food coloring and the glitter, that by the time it calms down, their emotions have stopped. Okay, and it just kind of gives you that little timer. I think it normally, a lot of them are only like 3 minutes. All right, and so what you're going to begin to do is do this all the time. Okay, keeping the goal in mind, that the goal is always to go back to the reading lesson. The goal has not changed. Okay, you're wanting to begin to decrease the temper tantrums. Okay, and the resilience towards reading. Remember, consistency builds trust and reduces tantrums over time. Consistency. If they know that they're going to read every day when that clock hits 11 o'clock, then eventually their brains are going to know what to expect and they're going to stop. But if one day you're teaching reading at 9, the next day it's at 3 o'clock, the next day you forgot, the next day you forgot again, the next day it's at 10 o'clock, what you're not have, like, they don't know what to expect. And so now, because they don't may not like reading, or whatever their emotions are attached to reading, they'll begin to have this like roller coaster effect with reading. So remember, your consistency, even when it comes to scheduling, allows temper tantrums to be reduced over time. This is why earlier on in the series, we went over creating a consistent reading schedule. All right, so quick recap. Our 3 steps: pause and breathe, shift the mood, plan ahead for tough moments. I'm going to say it again. Pause and breathe. That's for yourself. Shift the mood. Play dance party, coloring, whatever the case is, and then plan ahead for tough moments. Already have your action plan in place. If you notice, when it comes to like fires or tornado drills, you practice before it happens. There is no time to practice during or after. Okay, so you always want to be proactive, not reactive. Remember, every parent encounters resilience, every single one. The key is to stay patient and to stay consistent. All right, so you guys know I've been giving you a mission, something that you can immediately go implement. So your mission today is to write down your plan of action for handling the resilience when it comes to reading or any other content area in that manner. How will you pause your lesson? Okay, what will be your cue? And I also kind of want you to imagine teaching your child and having to go through this. Okay. What fun activity will you immediately use to reset? And then how do you plan on reintroducing the lesson? And then the next time, as you're homeschooling, you have a challenging moment, I need you to begin to implement your plan. Okay. So write it down. How are you going to pause that lesson? What activity are you going to use? And how are you going to get back to the goal of reintroducing the lesson? And then the next time the challenging moment occurs, I need you to implement your plan. Remember, you're not just teaching reading, you're teaching resilience, you're teaching patience, and you're teaching problem solving. And so I want to introduce you to my up and coming workshop, The 3 Secrets to Teaching Reading with Ease. We're going to kick off this next year, teaching you how to streamline your reading instruction for your child. I can't wait to see you in that workshop, and I can't wait to see you same time, same place, mañana.